This is Dench. He's my half-orc barbarian. He's level 1. This is the second video I'm making for him, the second adventure that he's going to do. It's just going to be a simple fight for the most part. I'm going to be solo playing this game, Dungeons & Dragons basically, by 5th edition rules, 5e. These are the only ability scores that we need to worry about today, so that's all that I wrote down. In parentheses next to the ability score is the modifier, which is based on the ability score. Always be aware of that. Dench currently has 14 hit points. That's because he's level 1. He gets all 12 of a 12-sided dice. Upcoming levels, he'll have to roll or just use, I believe it is 7. But in any case, also for each level, you get to add the Constitution modifier. So he's level 1, we also get to add +2. And next level, we'll get to add +2 as well, and add to the dice. But in any case, we're just going to focus on what we got now. We got 14 hit points, 12 plus 2 Constitution modifier. AC is armor class. Dench does not start off with armor because he's a barbarian, unless for some reason you make a specialty character that has one. So in any case, he has unarmored defense. So even though he's unarmored, that gives him a little bit of a bonus, as you can see there. So for basically all characters, when you're unarmored, you start with 10 and you add your Constitution modifier right there too. So most characters in this case would be 12. But since he is a barbarian and gets unarmored defense, he also gets to add the Dex mod. Pretty straightforward. So he has 13 AC. So now Dench is going to take on a couple kobolds, which I have here. I painted that one with black primer and regular red acrylic paint. So I don't know if the paint other people use will do better or not. I just thought I'd test it out. I also rushed with that, so it's not the best paint job. But in any case, we got a couple kobolds right here. They are on page 195 of the monster manual. I recommend getting the manuals. And I did a little bit of a drawing there. Again, a quick drawing. But in any case, they fight with a dagger, according to the manual. And so you just get to add +4 to the attack. When you roll the dice, you add +4 instead of calculating other stuff. You just use 4. That's what that means. And they got 4 hit points, or you could roll a 4-sided dice and add 2 to the result. If you want to roll for the damage that they do. And their damage is piercing damage. So that comes into play if whatever they're attacking is either vulnerable to piercing damage or, you know, can handle piercing damage better than other stuff. We're not going to worry about that too much. Doesn't come into play in this video. They are sensitive to sunlight. So I made this fight at night. The kobold can see good at night, as can the half-orc. So that light level is not going to come into play at all because it's nighttime. They can both see good. Now, kobolds have what's called pack tactics. So they do better fighting if they are close together and stuff. Again, the details are in the manual. Unfortunately, they don't get to use that in this video, as we will see. They have 12 AC, as you can see right there. And hit points, you can just use 5 hit points for each one of these kobolds. Or you could roll 2 6-sided dice and add those 2 results together and then subtract 2 from that total if you want to. But usually it will be about 5. So we're just going to use 5 in this video. So now let's get to it. In my world, Dench lives on an island, on a settlement. It's a newly found island. There's not much that I've added to that. He lives in the tavern for free. Next to the tavern is the dock, and next to the dock is the warehouse. So warehouse is also near the tavern right there. He sees the 2 kobolds stealing a crate. So they got a crate. And he walks up to him and says, you know, put that back. And instead they decide to fight him. So very simple scenario here. So the first thing we need to do for combat is roll initiative right here. You can also call it a dexterity check. But in any case, all the player characters roll separately, but there's only one right here. So that's it. We're going to roll 1 for the player character. All of the monsters that are the same likeness, so both of these are kobolds, you can just make 1 roll for all of them. There's only 2 of them here, but all of them, we just did 1 roll. Dench only got a 5. So the actual dice roll, and for all my rolls here, these are actual random rolls, I just used Google search to find random dice rolls or whatever, and whatever program popped up. You just click the roll button and whatever dice you want, and the dice will randomly give a number. I got 4 plus you add the dex mod. That's what makes it a dexterity check right there of 1. So I only got 5. I thought I would have to go second, but kobolds only got 3. The dice roll gave me 1 plus their 2 dex mod right there for 3. So each round, Dench gets to do his turn first. So now, round 1, Dench's turn. He has an action, a movement, and since he has his second weapon, in the other hand, he can do a bonus action as well. So for Dench's action, he does an attack on the kobold. His main hand is the hand axe, so he swings it, the right hand, right there. And let's do the rolls and stuff before I give the number. So the program, when I did a random dice roll, gave me 13. So we take that, we add the strength modifier 3 plus 2, and we got a total of 18. That needs to be the AC level of our opponent, actually up there, or higher. The AC for the kobold is only 12. So we have a hit right there. The kobold's going to take damage. So I rolled 2 6-sided dice, and I must have only got 1 and 1 because I can see 2 right there. And then you add the strength modifier, which is plus 3 right there. So kobold number 1 right there took 5 hit points of damage. Kobold only has 5 hit points. So we could decide that he dies or gets knocked out. So I just decided that he gets knocked out. So now, Dench has 2 hand axes. They are light weapons, and so they're good for using in each hand right there. And they allow him to take a bonus action. So you don't always get a bonus action, but in this case, he does. So he decides to attack the kobold with the other axe right there. And we will see what the roll was. So apparently the dice only gave me 2 right there, and then you add the proficiency modifier. You don't get to add the ability modifier. So I think I had that backwards earlier. But yeah, this is what I wrote down, so that must be the case. But in any case, there we go. We got 4, which is a miss, because again, we need 12. So now Dench's turn is done. It is the kobold's turn. So what does a kobold do? For his action, you don't have to attack. There's actually a bunch of things you can do, but we're going to keep this simple because we're still beginning the game. He's going to dash, which means he's going to run away as fast as he can. He gets to move twice the normal movement speed. They have the same movement speed as a Dench right there. So he's running away as fast as he can, and he just wants to get away. Dench lets him. I decided that he just wanted to stop them from stealing. That's all. And of course, neither kobold wants to die or whatever. So I figured this is what will happen. If one of them gets knocked out, the other one's just going to run away. Pretty easy. He does not have the pack tactics, which would have helped a lot if his friend was also alive and everything. So, or alert, I decided he's just knocked out right now. So, yeah, he just ran. And that's about it. So, I decided around my settlement, there's woods and there's jungles, apparently. I think that's the 2 most common places for them to kind of hang out. They hang out pretty much everywhere, though. But I decided that kobold number 2 is going to run to the jungle. So Dench is actually going to carry kobold number 1 to the edge of the jungle where he saw him ran, and set him down there and say, hey, your buddy's here, or whatever. But before he just leaves him, he see the other kobolds come to his aid. So he figures they're both doing good. So since this happened, in upcoming adventures, I haven't wrote them or anything, this is as far as I've gotten now, I'm going to decide that the kobolds are going to react to this in some way, because I'm pretty sure that's what would happen in an actual event. They wouldn't just let this be forgotten. So maybe that'll end up being good or bad. I might set up a bunch of scenarios and roll on them. Who knows? But in any case, that's it. I hope you enjoyed. He took on a couple kobolds. I thought it would be more challenging because I wanted to make it more challenging than his original fight. But it ended up being a whole lot easier than his original fight. And so I'll try to make an even more challenging scenario next time. But again, the odds could be turned the other way. where if I make it more challenging, maybe they'll get really good rolls and take Dench out, and then the adventure will be over. So I'll have to address that later. But in any case, this is how I'm solo playing D&D, and you know, so if you're interested in solo playing D&D, you know, I hope you get some ideas or something. Of course, you got to figure out how you're going to do that on your own. It's not a game that was made for solo play, but I think there's like some books and stuff. But in any case, hope you enjoyed, and see you in the next one.